Why don't we speak next to Jill from Burbank? Jill, welcome. Jill, welcome to the program.
Hey, can you hear me, David?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I have basically one question. How can we take seriously a party, which is the Republican Party,
Yeah.
that is pro-coup, pro, traitors, pro anti-democrat, democracy? How can regular people take them seriously and consider them as a party, like a major party?
Well, because we have a very sick country. I mean, you're pointing out something, Jill, which is it's astute in its simplicity. In much of the world, your average person looks at the Democratic Party, looks and then looks at the Republican Party, and says, "Wait a second. So the Democrats are. I mean, like I'll give you my opinion. The Democrats are not nearly left enough. But here's a list of 15 things they want to do that seem reasonable, and they generally support democracy and whatever." And then you look at the Republican Party, and it's Trump's winning primaries. They're doing everything from openly supporting stealing an election that they didn't win, all the way to, more minor but insane stuff like just making fun of disabled reporters, all of it. And in many countries, people would say there's really only one option there. You've got to vote for the Democratic Party. That Republican stuff is crazy. But we have a very sick country here, and we have a lot of people who don't see it that way. And they seem to love the Republican Party. They seem to see it as a legitimate participant in the political system. And so, as I've said many times before, crazy candidates and wild parties exist in many parts of the world. But without millions of people to vote for them, they don't really go anywhere. And the U.S. is so lucky that we have not only the candidates, but the people to vote for them as well.
But I understand the crazy people.
Yeah.
We're actually not going to consider the crazy people because they always exist.
Yeah.
This is about the regular people. My question is specifically, about them. How can the regular people of the United States? I know there is 30% of the United States that is crazy, but the rest are not. Regular, Joe Schmo going to work every day, not following any politics.
Yep.
But when it comes to, every 4 years, okay, they get a mail-in ballot and they fill it out. They do a little, research and find out, hey, I mean, they also saw what happened on January 6th.
Yeah.
How can you see that and be like, okay, no, you know what? I'm going to go, Republican Party. That just does not make any sense to me at all.
I'm with you. And I think that, so first of all, remember, close to half the country doesn't vote. So first of all, half the country isn't even voting. So we can kind of eliminate them. Of the half to 55% that does vote, half of them vote for Democrats instead of Republicans. Okay, so now we're down to like 25% of the country. Of the 25% of the country that votes for Republicans, you've got basically three groups. The people that are just ignorant to the facts. And so we can include in this both people who don't know anything and also supposedly like the crazy people, the people that just have no idea what's going on. That's one group. Then you have the bad people. Okay, these are people who they see what's going on and they want it. They want to discriminate. They want to separate children from family, all these different things. And then you've got the third group, which is people who they understand what's going on and they have some selfish reason for voting for Trump anyway. Like they saw that he was crazy, but they thought he would lower their taxes. So these are like the three groups. So if you imagine that those groups exist sort of evenly, each group of those is like 8% of the country. That's a lot of people because the U.S. has such a large population, but it's actually not a huge percentage of the country. Jill? All right. I guess Jill's gone. Let's go next to Laura from Somerville. Laura, welcome to the show. Laura.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty well. So I have a question about the midterms.
Please.
How much of an impact do you think that APAC is going to have when it comes to the midterms? And maybe you've already covered this elsewhere.
I don't know. I mean, I've not covered it. Are they having a particular impact? I've heard nothing about APAC for years. Laura?
Sorry.
Are you able to hear me, Laura?
In terms of funding, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So in terms of funding towards campaigns that are more pro-Palestinian,
Mm-hmm. Are there particular campaigns that I don't know if I'm losing half of what you're saying, Laura, or if this is the whole question. Is there a particular race you're talking about? I mean, there's so many different PACs and interest groups, and they're all funding candidates and opposing I just don't know if there was like a specific race or something in particular that you had on your mind.
I think overall, just across the country, I've been hearing that just from other sources. I didn't know if you had an opinion on that.
No, I just haven't heard that this particular year that there's anything in particular happening. Who are you hearing that from? Laura? All right. Thank you, Laura. I don't know what was going on there, but very, very strange technical elements there. Surprising. My audience knows I read. I read a ton of books. I read nonfiction. I read fiction at night. I'm always trying to consume information. And the truth is, I don't have the time to read every nonfiction book that I would like to read. One thing I do not have time to add to what I'm reading in paper form is more history, but I want to know about history. And that's where our sponsor, Blinkist, comes in. Blinkist doesn't replace reading books cover to cover the way I love to do. But for example, with everything going on right now with Roe v. Wade, I wanted more of a detailed history of Roe v. Wade in the United States. So on Blinkist, I was able to get a 15-minute condensed audiobook of the Mary Ziegler book, Abortion and the Law in America, Roe v. Wade to the present. And in 15 minutes, I get a great overview. Blinkist also has slide presentations that will take you about 15 minutes to go through. So it's not to replace reading. It's in addition to, for me, you get the key takeaways from Blinkist from the books I would certainly otherwise miss out on. You can try Blinkist for free for 7 days and get a 25% discount off of a subscription at Blinkist.com/Pacman. The link is down below.